Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the STJ Wrestling Podcast.
Let's freaking go.
Yeah, pause for fanfare. Yeah. Oh man, if I could remember that one friggin' thing from SpongeBob where he's like, umbate, umbate, umba, that one.
And just nail it perfectly. First try.
I did. Wow. Shoot. Reroll. No, I'm kidding. Welcome to today's episode. I am one of three hosts on this podcast, the sensational Sam Housen, and I'm joined this week by Mr. Intimidating Tim. It's Tim. How are you, buddy?
What's up? Dude, I'm doing well. I feel like I have a nice, raspy voice. I don't know where my voice went, but...
Yeah, what are you, smoking cigarettes now? That's so cool, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool.
Oh my God, what are you,
Everyone should smoke cigarettes.
Everybody, this episode's sponsored by Big Sig. Check it out.
But no, I'm doing good. I got some coffee, so I'm all caffed up.
Dude, I had 2 monsters today because I went to the dump with my dad to get rid of my old microwave. And then we went and bought Magic packs because it was regular release for the new Magic the Gathering set.
Yeah.
So, I did pretty good with my packs. He did okay. That's cool. He bought 1 pack of Spider-Man, and I got 4 of the Marvel Jumpstart ones. And one of my whole packs was Spider-Man cards, and he was like, "Hey, what the hell? I should have just bought one of those."
Hey.
Yeah. Not to get off topic, but have you ever seen the Jumpstart packs?
Are those the ones where you get 2 of them and combine them to make a single deck sort of thing? Yeah.
So,
I haven't done it with any of the themed ones, but I've
yeah, it's pretty cool. So
yeah,
I had a discount because I have a membership at the game store we went to. So I got 100 cards from the new set for $20.
Nice.
Yeah, so each Jumpstart pack has a theme. So I got a Spider-Man one, randomly, wild characters, the Young Avengers, and then Courtroom. So I got a bunch of lawyer cards. This is a thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, the legal system, She-Hulk, let's go. But anywho, this isn't a Magic the Gathering podcast. This is a professional wrestling podcast.
Yes.
And the weekend ahead of us.
Emphasis on the professionalism.
Yeah, professional hosts, professional wrestling watchers, professional wrestling discussers, whatever you want to call us. We're Sam and Tim, as we stated before, and the weekend ahead is chock full of wrestling fun. We've got
a lot.
5 shows to talk about tonight. We've got GCW, Amerikaz Most Wanted. We have WWE Night of Champions Riyadh. We've got TNA Slammiversary, WWE NXT Great American Bash, and AEW X New Japan, X Ring of Honor, X Stardom, X CMLL, Forbidden Door.
Yes. Lots of stuff to cover, dude.
Lots of funky business going down. So we're gonna start.
Sorry, I was gonna say we haven't pulled up in chronological order, we believe.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good way to go through it.
The first show we'll be talking about is Night of Champions, coming to us live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So the reason we're doing that one first is because it's on at 1:00 in the afternoon our time. Oh boy. I thought since it was a Saudi Arabia one, it was going to be that 10:30, 11 o'clock start time.
Right, because I think that's when they, roughly when Royal Rumble happened, yeah?
Yeah, it's usually 8 p.m. in the host country, and then the rest of the world, it's just whatever time it is.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I don't have work till 1:30, so I can watch it and then go to work. And I'm like, oh, it starts at 1. I'll be in the car. Sick.
Yeah, very interesting.
I have it pulled up on Wikipedia. I don't think this is the order the card is going to flow, but this is the order
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia has it listed. So we're just going to go off of that.
Yeah.
So
we got 6 matches, which is kind of surprising because normally WWE, for some reason, insists on only doing 5.
Yeah.
So thankful for that.
And I think the big marquee thing for this pay-per-view is it's going to feature the finals of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments for 2026. The winner of the respective tournaments gets a world title match at SummerSlam.
Yes.
So, since we're on the topic of King of the Ring, the first match Wikipedia has listed as part of this event is the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, where the winner will be crowned King of the Ring and receive a world championship match at SummerSlam. But typically, they get to pick. So, the winner of this tournament will go on to face either Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes, and then, respectively, if the title changes hands, they will challenge whoever the champion is at SummerSlam for said. The finals of this year's King of the Ring are main event Jey Uso versus the ruler Oba Fime.
Yeah, I mean, just on like first vibes, like on paper, like Oba should absolutely crush. But I have a feeling that there will be some shenanigans and debauchery to make it more than just a squash. So I
Oh,
guess we'll
yeah.
see what happens.
So, as we know, Oba Fime defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania this year. Brock hung up the boots, which typically, like, he left him in the ring, which typically means the wrestler has retired.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar reappears on a Monday Night Raw, takes out Oba Fime, and they do a rematch at Clash in Italy.
Because why
Brock
not?
Lesnar wins that match. So now Oba Fime and Lesnar are 1-1 in their trilogy. Big rumor is that Brock Lesnar's true retirement is at SummerSlam because it's in Minnesota, where the Vikings played, the NFL team Brock Lesnar played for.
Right.
And I know you have family in Minnesota, so you're pretty friggin' excited because the Vikings.
I know, dude. I freaking love Popo, and I freaking love Norway.
Yeah, your family's from there, so that's really cool. Dude, I bet Tom's front row at SummerSlam. That's gonna be so cool.
He's actually there right now.
He's at SummerSlam already.
Yeah, setting up chairs to wait in line for the gates to open so you can get the first ticket.
Your dad is green shirt guy? That's so cool.
Dude, I know.
That's
It's
crazy.
been a big secret, but breaking news. You heard it here first.
Breaking news. Tim is green shirt guy Jr. But yeah, I feel like Lesnar is gonna interfere and cost Oba Fime King of the Ring, which would mean Jey Uso beats Oba Fime and then is also King of the Ring.
Which I don't think should happen.
I don't like that because at time of recording, that would mean either Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to see either of those matches. We should say all of these things, cards are always subject to change. So everything we're talking about
of course.
is time of recording. If anything else gets added to any of these shows after the fact, we won't be talking about it. But
don't hold us liable.
Yeah, because one time we did a podcast and they were adding matches up until like bell time, so we missed like 4 matches. That was the first AEW Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
Remember that? We had the party at my parents' house. It was you, me, and my friend Justin from work.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good. My mom made chili or pulled pork. She made something. It was good.
Your mom makes really good food.
Hey, hell yeah. Shout out to moms.
Shout out.
So who do you have, Jey Uso or Oba? I think we're on the same page. Oba Fime.
I want Oba to win. He should win. There's no logical reason he shouldn't. He would.
Right. Unless Lesnar interferes. But if Lesnar doesn't interfere, I think because and like Oba wins clean, it's a 2-night SummerSlam. Right?
Right.
Oba Fime wins the title on night 1, and then the third match in the trilogy is the second night, Oba defending against Lesnar.
Ooh.
I think that would be a good first opponent for a title reign, and especially if Oba Fime wins, like holy shit, he's a star, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd like to see Oba win the King of the Ring, and I wouldn't mind if he fought Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam in a rematch from the Cena's last match. Saturday Night's Main Event, which ended in a DQ because Drew McIntyre, or no contest, whatever it was, because Drew McIntyre ran out.
Correct.
And then the next match, Wikipedia has listed as happening at this show, is the finals of the Queen of the Ring match, Queen of the Ring tournament, where the winner gets a title match of their choosing at SummerSlam. Only the thing is, Women's World Champion Liv Morgan is in the finals. She's facing Io Sky.
That doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't know why they have her doing this because I don't think she's defended her
No, it's
championship since
Stephanie
winning
Decker's
everything.
injured
Yeah.
for the rematch. And it's like, if Liv Morgan wins, it'll be Liv versus Rhea, title versus title. So we could get Rhea
Yeah.
2 belts or Liv 2 belts.
Right.
Io Sky wins the tournament. Is she going to turn around and ask for a rematch at SummerSlam of a show from, I believe, to my knowledge, is the pay-per-view right before? I don't think there's another PLE between this and SummerSlam. There's a Saturday night's main event, but
Are
I
they
don't think there's
doing
a...
Are they doing the Money in the Bank, or does that come later?
Oh, what is Money in the Bank? I don't know.
Okay, no, it's after. It's in October in New Orleans.
Sick. It said for WWE event chronology on the Wikipedia page, it has the next show being Great American Bash for NXT. Like the next night. I'm not counting that.
Yeah, it would be nice if they kind of had like the main PLEs separate from NXT stuff and
Yeah.
the Saturday main events.
But I would like to see Io win this and go one-on-one with Rhea, her former tag partner.
Agreed, because
That would be pretty
I
sick.
don't know. It's weird that Liv is in this. I feel like it should have been someone else, but
She should have maybe
what do
not
I
been
know?
to the finals.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right, what do we got next?
A singles match for the WWE United States Championship, Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
for the ones who do not know, Ricky Saints was in AEW as Ricky Starks before he came to WWE. People said he got misused in AEW. I think he's getting way more misused in the WWE. This guy hasn't done anything, and he had no pop when he came out on SmackDown.
Yeah, kind of sad. And
Sucks.
I think what's also frustrating is like Ricky has been having matches against Carmelo, and like that was like to determine who would face off against Trick, right? So like
Yeah.
I feel like Trick and Mello have really good chemistry with each other in the ring. They
Oh,
had really good
100%.
rivalries in NXT, so it's interesting that they're not running that back.
Unless that's what
Here.
they're leading to after the fact.
That's true. That's true. That could be the case.
But I would like to see Trick Williams retain, because in the words of my hero, Ralph Nicefaro Jr., me papa, whoop that trick.
That Trick indeed.
Whoop that trick, baby. Yeah, I'd like to see Trick retain. It's still too early in his championship reign for him to lose this belt. Because he defended it, at Clash in Italy against Sammy? Or someone. I don't remember.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he retained. Clash in Italy was bad. It was like a house show. But anyway.
Yeah. I didn't even watch.
And then we move on to a steel cage match: Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah, no title on the line here. Interesting for
Yeah, they.
Night of Championships pay-per-view, but I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna complain
when
for more matches.
back in the day, Night of Champions was like every belt was defended, every single title was on the line.
Yeah.
And then this one only has 1, 2, 3 title matches, and 2 of them are mid cards. But yeah, Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins in a steel cage. Maybe the end of the rivalry between Braun and Seth. I think the only right move is to have Braun Breaker go over in this match. But I have a
Right.
sneaking suspicion Seth Rollins is going to win.
Yeah, because it seems like I don't know. Hopefully, this is kind of like the blow off for the end of the feud between like Seth and the Vision. But I really don't know.
I think the
Steel
only.
cage. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say I think the only thing that I think could be cool at SummerSlam is if it's Street Profits and Rollins versus the Vision.
That
But
would be pretty cool.
that wouldn't give anything to Joe Hendry, who's been a part of this as well. So maybe
Yeah.
Joe Hendry, Logan Paul, 1-on-1 at SummerSlam, I would be into.
Okay.
And then, or a Saturday night's main event, but I feel like that should be at SummerSlam, not the Saturday night's main event in New York, which is heavily advertised with New York Nick Danhausen. Wow. Which is
Get that man
great.
a ring.
I love Danhausen.
Yeah.
Anywho, He's not on this card, unfortunately. I don't think he wants to go to Riyadhausen. I wouldn't either Hausen. But I think Braun winning should happen. I like Braun Breaker. I think they need to give him more opportunities on the main roster because that guy is a star. Like him and Obafemi could be the main event of this company. You know?
For sure.
And then we move into what I believe is going to be the main event for this show, if it's not the King of the Ring finals.
Yeah.
A triple threat match for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes defending against Gunther and Sami Zayn.
Okay. I love me a good triple threat.
It's exciting. It feels like Gunther and Sami. I feel like it's a triple threat, like it always is. So if Cody loses, he doesn't have to take the pinfall. But I don't see Cody losing the title here.
Yeah, because I don't know how much of a hand like Saudi has in stuff like this, but I would imagine they would want Big Star to win, right? That kind of seems like it makes some sense.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because like if the title changes hands here, I feel like it puts even less like impact on King of the Ring winning, because that would be this champion's first title defense. If I'm correct in the statement of SummerSlam being the next PLE.
Right.
It's like, so if Gunther or Sami wins this, they immediately get fed to Obafemi or Jey Uso potentially. It's like that doesn't make very much sense.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
But if Sami Zayn won, I think people would go crazy, not necessarily in a good way. Not just because it's in like Saudi Arabia and whatever, but like people would just be like, "Oh, it's Sammy Hogan," all over the place. So I wouldn't mind if Cody retained here. If anyone else is going to win it, I wouldn't mind if Gunther became champion in this match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be sick. It's hard to talk about the WWE stuff with how bad the product has been as of late. So it's like, man, but this is just the first thing we're talking about. You know, we got 4 more shows to cover.
Right. There's so much.
All right, so the final match they have listed is a singles match for the Women's United States Championship. Tiffany Stratton defending against Jade Cargill. I'm going to be flat to the point. I don't care.
Don't care about women? Bro.
I care about women. I don't care about this match. I like Tiffany. Jade has been whatever since she came to the WWE. It's like, okay. Also, this is the first time the women's US has been defended on a PLE. I'm not realizing.
That's exciting.
So that's kind of cool for that, but it's Tiffany who I like versus.
Glad it's getting a
Jade.
spotlight.
Yeah, that's nice. Like
Yeah.
Chelsea Green never got to defend it on a PLE. It was always Saturday night's main events.
Right.
Julia barely did anything when she had the belt, and Zelina Vega even less. So this is cool that it's the first time it's on a PLE. It just stinks that it's like a Jade Cargill match.
I think Tiffany maybe retains. I don't know. I can foresee some shenanigans.
I sure hope so. The baddies are going to show up. B-Fab and Michin. And then Tiffany's been doing stuff on SmackDown with like Alexa Bliss and Chelsea Green. So it's like maybe they'll come and help. And it's like, this is just, it feels like everything is written by fucking AI because I think it is.
Unfortunately, there's a non-zero chance.
So that is the card for Night of Champions 2026, alternatively called Night of Champions Riyadh. That's
fantastic.
So cool.
All right, 1 down, 4 to go.
4 to go.
Next chronologically? I think we determined GCW? Question mark?
GCW. Now this didn't have a Wikipedia page, so I'm using cagematch.net.
Bro, same.
Dude, Seamsies, twin sons. Wow.
All right, so this is coming out of LA.
At the Ukrainian Cultural Center, where they do a lot of shows in LA for GCW. It's a nice venue.
GCW normally sticks to the East Coast, so I'm sure it'll be a fun crowd when they're out west. People who don't that often.
When they do like West Coast show, the crowds are crazy. And they get a lot of like the West Coast people to come out and do those shows.
Hell yeah.
So, as you can probably will tell, as we'll talk about this card real quick. So, and again, this I don't think is in show order. This is just how Cage Match has it listed. And then as well, this is at time of recording what the card is. GCW, since it is an independent promotion, sometimes cards are subject to change up until the show has started or is already in progress. And then
Yeah.
GCW sometimes does like surprise matches on their cards.
Right.
Like it's just a 6-man scramble, and then like everyone and their fucking mother just comes out and beats each other up. So
Love that.
GCW, of course, stands for Game Changer Wrestling, and the name of this show is America's Most Wanted. Which is cool.
Yeah.
I love the names that GCW like gives its shows. They're coming to Hartford in July, and I'm like, oh, I want to go, but I have a prior engagement, so I'm not going to attend. Kaylee's uncles are flying in from California, and her extended family is going to meet my family before the wedding. So, pretty cool stuff.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, again, this is how Cage Match has it listed, not necessarily the order the show will happen in. But the first match for this show is Starboy Charlie. For those of you who watch WWE Evolve, that is the Starboy Chaz Hall, current WWE ID champion as well, taking on the leader of the Murder, Death, Kill Gang, Nick fucking Gage.
Nick fucking Gage.
Nick fucking Gage, baby. Where my fucking gang at? Oh my god. I remember the first time we went to GCW, me and my dad, and Nick Gage came out and cut his promo. My dad was like, what the hell is happening? And then Nick Gage's opponent came out, and it was Psycho Clown. And I think my dad wanted to leave. But we stayed, and we had a really good time. And then, so I feel like Nick Gage is going to win this, and it'll probably get, like, a little bloody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Nick Gage match.
I can see that happening.
And then next match they have is an intergender match. Another thing, GCW features a lot of intergender wrestling. If you're not into it, it's always skippable, or you don't have to watch. But intergender wrestling is always a mixed bag. There's a couple matches like that on this card, so just a heads up in advance. But the next one they have listed here is Joey Janela versus Hollywood Haley J, who some of you might know from Juggalo Championship Wrestling and Power Slap.
Hey, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a tag team match. KJ Orso, formerly Fuego del Sol, and Sam Stackhouse versus the Cowboy Way. The one called Manders and Thomas Shire.
Sam Stackhouse sounds like it could be your alter ego.
Dude, that guy's like a modern day Bam Bam Bigelow.
Where are you going to be Sunday morning? And is it Los Angeles, California at the Ukrainian Culture?
No, it's Stratford at the Big Y. I have work. Dude, I wish I was Sam Stackhouse. He's got a ponytail, and I'm a bald man.
You make up for it with your sick-ass beard.
Thank you. It's very long. I just blow-dried it after I got out of the shower. It flipped up and covered my entire face.
Hell yeah.
It could also almost be the top of my head, like hair. But Orso and Stackhouse versus Cowboy Way. And then we have a lucha match, which is pretty exciting. And that is going to be Ray Horace and Vengador versus Arez and Gringo Loco.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
For some of you eagle-eyed and eagle-eared listeners out there, you might not know him by appearance unless you watch GCW or even some National Wrestling Alliance from the past few years or other independent promotions. Arez is El Clone from the Don Callis family in a mask.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
I'm so glad that you have this encyclopedic knowledge enough to explain it to a layperson like myself.
All good, man. Dude, I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You know a lot more than you, I think, realize.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, since we started recording this together, it's like, it's cool to see you have, like, I don't know, I don't think matured is the right word, but, like, become more of a fan and start picking up more stuff and recognizing people and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Hell yeah, buddy. But yeah, this will be cool. Lucha matches are always fun, regardless of promotion. GCW actually does some pretty good ones when they have luchadors appear on the card. Gringo Loco is great. I love that guy. He
Hell yeah.
I saw him in Hartford the first time GCW came through, and it was before they were signed to AEW. It was Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne were the GCW Tag Team Champions. They defended the belt against Los Vipers, which was Gringo Loco, and before he got a WWE ID contract and moved to AAA, Jack Cartwheel. It was such a fucking. It was so fast paced, and everyone was flipping and dipping and skipping, and it was cool.
Love.
Gringo Loco, as you can tell by the name, is just a white boy, but he's cool. He's like a dubstep themed white rapper
That's
luchador.
my favorite white boy.
That's my favorite white boy. It's Gringo Loco, the bass god. And then another tag team match, but this one for the GCW Tag Team Championship, with the champions going into the match being Busta and the Brain, also known as AEW's Alec Price and Jordan Oliver.
I love them.
And they will be taking on former AEW talents, the Butcher and the Blade. This match could be good. It's an absolute clash of styles. Price and Oliver are very high flying.
They are. They move
Butcher
fast.
and the Blade are very smash and grab, like brawlers. The Butcher is actually the lead singer of a like hardcore band. I don't remember the name of it now that we're saying it out loud, but his name is Andy. He's got this big old sick mustache and a bunch of tattoos. He kind of looks like Manders if Manders was like a little bit wider and like inked. But yeah, like if you've never seen Butcher and the Blade, this match will be good. This one will be really fun.
Sick. Love that.
And then we have
love Alec and Jordan.
Oh yeah, they're great. And then the next two matches they have listed are two intergender matches. Again, if it's not your thing, you don't have to watch, but they are on the card, so we will talk about them. But as always, wrestling offers something for everybody. If GCW is not your bag, there's 4 other shows and then some happening this weekend.
Exactly, yeah.
So the next match we have is Viperous versus Slade. Slade is another like deathmatch guy, so this one could get pretty brutal. And Viperous has started doing some deathmatch stuff as well. So who knows? I don't know what the laws are, but I think they can do deathmatch in California. So this one might get some light tubes or a cheese grater. Who knows? A door, freaking door. And then
one whole freaking door.
One full freaking door, from the door to the floor. Battle Royal, baby. And then we have another intergender match with features. I don't remember what title he just won, but it's a Ring of Honor. It might be the TV title. It's the one Nick Wayne lost to R. Fox, whatever that one Nick Wayne just had. So it is a TV title. It's Lio Rush versus Shotzi Blackheart, 1-on-1.
Hey, Shotzi.
Now, it does not say if it's the Blackheart Lio Rush or just Lio Rush, but it's him versus Shotzi 1-on-1. I feel like this one is going to be good. These two, I think, will do a good match together.
Nice.
And then moving into the main event, we have a GCW World Title match where the champion, Atticus Kogar, will be defending against someone making their GCW debut. It is the cold-hearted, handsome devil, AEW's own Hook.
Nice. That's exciting. I can't believe he's never been GCW.
This is debut, I believe.
That's awesome.
I in full confidence I can say this is his debut. But yeah, Hook versus Kogar. This is going to be another one of those cool like Clash of Styles things where on paper it sounds pretty weird that these two are fighting each other, but then when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is really good. It's giving the same energy as at the first Forbidden Door. It was Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy 1-on-1. Then that was like match of the pay-per-view.
Nice.
So yeah, that was GCW America's Most Wanted. As we said at the start, cards always subject to change. GCW also adds surprise matches, unadvertised things to their cards pretty much every time they do a show. So You can watch this one on Triller TV, or you didn't hear it from us. There's probably a bootleg stream somewhere. But maybe try something new. Give GCW a shot. It's a really good time.
There you go. Always something to watch.
Hell yeah. And then from there, we go on to Great American Bash.
Yes. Yep.
Sick. So next up, we have the WWE NXT Great American Bash. That is on Sunday. So we've already made it through Saturday, and the final 3 shows are all on Sunday and are all on head-to-head.
Isn't that amazing?
They're all on at the same time. So if you've got multiple screens and a desire to watch all 3 of them, you could do just that.
I love spreading my attention span across multiple things.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. The Great American Bash for this year has 7 matches on the card. And as we said with the last ones, we're just reading them in order off of the websites. We have them pulled up. So for the next 3, we're back to Wikipedia, baby.
Here we go. Never left.
Never left. The first match they have listed for Great American Bash is a match between 2 former stablemates, Dion Lennox and Saquon Sugars of Dark State. Well, Dion is still in Dark State. Saquon has been eliminated from the group, so they are going one-on-one with each other at the PLE, which we should say, this is the debut of PLEs on the CW. So if you have regular cable, you can just watch it. If you don't, you have to wait till it's on the CW app the following day to watch it. So Monday. I'll be watching it on Monday. I don't have cable.
Hell yeah.
Oh, cable's expensive.
Yeah. I like not having to pay for multiple things.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then next up, we have a singles match for the WWE Women's Speed Championship. Ren Sinclair, the champion, defending against Ariana Grace of Birthright.
All right.
Speed matches have it's been a hot minute. Speed matches have a time limit of 3 minutes. So the match starts with 3 minutes on the clock and counts down to 0. That's why they're called speed matches. But if it's a title match, it has a timer of 5 minutes. The Women's Speed Championship and the Men's Speed Championship used to be exclusive to a show called WWE Speed on Twitter. And then Twitter was like, we don't want to do this anymore. So they put the speed belts on NXT and basically created like a new division. So every couple weeks they have a tournament. It's a number 1 contender tournament. All the matches are contested under speed rules. The person who ultimately wins gets a title shot. It's the same way it worked when it was on Twitter. So much so that these belts don't get featured in the video game. They don't get brought up on regular TV because when it was on Twitter, there was a contract in place where the belts could only appear on the social media platform.
So confusing.
Right. Because one year when it was a main roster thing, Andrade, when he was still in WWE, was Speed Champion, and he was in Money in the Bank, and he didn't get to wear the belt out to the ring, and he wasn't announced as being a champion.
Damn.
He was just there.
Yeah.
But now that it's on NXT, they wear the belts all the time. They talk about them. Maybe they'll be in next year's game.
Maybe.
Who knows?
It could be fun.
I don't know enough about what's going on in NXT at the moment to be like, this is who I want to win. This is what I think is going to happen. So I'm just going to run down the card.
Yeah, full send.
And then we have a singles match for the NXT North American Championship. It's former tag team partners from the No Quarter Catch Crew, Miles Bourne, the champion, defending against Tavion Heights.
Exciting.
I miss No Quarter Catch Crew. I like that group a lot. I like that Miles is finally North American champion. And I think one of his big, shining singles moments was when he challenged Obafemi at Battleground that time.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was the same card where Trick Williams became TNA champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird time in TNA for sure. That partnership is still so weird to me. Like, all the TNA belts get put on WWE people, but never vice versa. Except the time the Hardys were tag champs.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. But anywho, that's not the point. And then we have a singles match Shiloh Hill versus Tristan Angels. Tristan Angels, a recent call up from WWE Evolve to NXT. They just competed in a Mr. NXT pageant, so it's, I guess, a fallout from that.
Okay, I trust you.
And then
Shiloh Hill's gimmick seems pretty interesting. I feel like I've seen clips of it around.
from what I've seen of it, I do like it. He's like a goofy, like hacker character, like a redneck hacker guy, kind of giving Wyatt family if they were like tech dudes as well.
Yeah.
And then the next match we have on the card is the Women's North American Championship. The newly crowned champion Zarya defending against former champion Tatum Paxley.
Exciting. So is this the rematch?
It's the rematch. It's like Tatum's obligated rematch. I think this is going to be her like farewell to NXT. I think she's coming main roster shortly after Great American Bash.
Oh, okay.
Hey, not for nothing. She wrestled the match against Zarya, and her ring gear looked like Rouge the Bat from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, you sent a picture of it. That was really cool.
You know what? Hell yeah, brother. I'm ashamed to admit this publicly, but I told this to Kaylee when we were playing Sonic Racing Crossworlds the other day. Rouge the Bat was my childhood crush. Anywho, moving on.
Right
on. We have a singles match for the NXT Women's Championship, where the champion, Lola Vice, will be defending against Kendall Gray.
All right.
And then we are on to the main event, where it is Tony D'Angelo defending his NXT Championship against Naraku, formerly Evil of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and currently the husband of Io Sky.
Yeah, pretty recent, within the past month or two, right?
Yeah, like right when he debuted for WWE, they were like, oh, they also got married.
That's awesome. Good for them.
Yeah. I like Naraku. I always liked him as Evil in New Japan. Towards the end of his run, his stuff with House of Torture just got too confusing and wacky, but he's fun to watch, so I'm excited for this one. Definitely be watching it on CW app come Monday.
There you go.
Come Tuesday. All right, and then we are moving on to TNA Slammiversary. This is the 22nd event under the Slammiversary chronology. We'll celebrate the promotion's 24th anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dang,
and
I
it's
didn't realize
in
it was going for that long. That's
Boston.
Hey, Boston, baby.
Boston. And I'm looking at the Wikipedia. So pay-per-view chronology. The next show after this is a return of one of my favorite TNA pay-per-views.
Lockdown.
Have you ever heard of this pay-per-view, Timothy?
No, but I'm skimming the wiki on it. Seems that it is themed around steel cages.
Yes, back in the day. I think it was a cost-cutting measure because they didn't want to hire a ring crew. But the Lockdown pay-per-view, every single match took place inside of a steel cage.
That's awesome.
So they just set it up at the beginning of the show. All like 6 matches or whatever happened in it, and then they took it down when the show was over. But the main event was always this thing called the Lethal Lockdown. It's basically a War Games match. So it'd be like 2 guys from each team starting a ring, and then when like all 5 people from both teams came in, a ceiling got lowered, and there were weapons and stuff, and then the match like really starts. But yeah, Lockdown is cool. Speaking of, did you see the thing that Fanatics had to take down off of their auction website?
I don't think so.
Fanatics and WWE were auctioning off a match-used steel chair from the Women's War Games this year. Up until some eagle-eyed WWE viewers contacted Fanatics and said, they didn't use any steel chairs in that match.
Oh my gosh.
So they just had the wrestlers autograph a steel chair and put it up for auction.
Damn, what the hell?
Yep.
I wouldn't trust anything after that.
Mm-hmm. I had to take a little water break.
Oh, good. I was going to say, talking about Lockdown, I feel like TNA has just a lot of like really creative, like fresh, like match stipulation / like format ideas. I don't know if they still do, but it feels like so many like like ideas and stuff like kind of originated from TNA, which is pretty cool.
Okay, well, it's good you mentioned that because one of their original match concepts is on this card, so we'll get to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're looking at the Wikipedia page, if the number has a P next to it, that means it's happening on the kickoff, the countdown show.
Gotcha.
The first two
A
matches.
little P next to it.
There's 10 matches total on the Wikipedia page. 8 of them will be main card. 2 of them are on the kickoff. I think they call them the countdown. So 2 of them are on the countdown, which is free to watch on YouTube. You have to pay for the show on their streaming app to watch it. It's like $40 to watch Slammiversary live, or if you have the membership, you just have to wait like a month and then you can watch it for free. But I don't have a subscription anymore. But TNA has been pretty all right the last year. I got to go to Bound for Glory with my friends. And that was really fun.
Yeah.
That was a really good live experience. We were there when Mike Santana finally won the title.
Nice.
That was sick. But TNA has always been kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they have really good stretches. Other times it's like, what the fuck is this? It's kind of a mixed bag right now. But this is a pretty decent card. So starting with the first kickoff match, it's a 3-way, Indy Hartwell versus Mara Sade versus Elena Black. 3 former WWE people. Indy Hartwell did not change her name. Mara Sade was in the Metaphor with Lash Legend. She was the other lady. I don't remember what her name was in NXT. And then Elena Black is Cora Jade from NXT.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so
But
that's
when is that recent that she joined TNA?
She's been there for a few months, but she hasn't really done much.
Yeah, because I know Indy joined maybe like a year or so ago.
Indy's been there for a while. She was at Bound for Glory when Kalani Jordan from NXT was Knockouts champion. She challenged her for the title and then didn't win, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?" But anywho, and then the other kickoff match is Eric Young versus Ricky Sosa. So that'll be cool. Ricky Sosa debuted for TNA, and then Eric Young attacked him and wrote him out of the company, quote unquote. And then he returned and challenged EY to a match, and then it's on the countdown to Slammiversary.
Gotcha.
Ricky Sosa is a pretty popular indie guy. I believe he's from the UK, and this is his big showing up to a company kind of thing.
Oi, bruv.
Oi, bruv, I'm Ricky fucking Sosa. Bang, bang.
Gonna have to stop for some tea and crumpets along the way.
And then with the third match, we move on to the main card of the pay-per-view. And this is a singles match between AJ Francis and Elijah, who you might know from the WWE as Top Dollar and Elias.
More like Flap Dollar.
Yeah. But if Elijah loses, AJ Francis will own his name, likeness, and music catalog.
AJ Francis will own Elijah's name, likeness, and music catalog?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's a wandering... He's still the wandering, minstrel gimmick kind of thing.
Yeah. That's pretty
AJ Francis, I will say, has done a lot better in TNA than he ever did in WWE. It feels like he's improved and is listening. He still has botches here and there, but he's a way better wrestler here than he was in WWE. So that's pretty cool.
I like that.
And then there's a tag team match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. The Elegance brand, Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance, accompanied to the ring by the personal concierge, will be taking on Rosemary and Allie. Rosemary is an undead zombie woman, and Allie is this bubbly blonde woman she hangs out with. It's a whole thing. Allie was in a hell dimension that Rosemary created, and Rosemary saved her, and they're friends ever since.
I love wacky stuff like that.
It's pretty wacky. And then, as you were saying earlier about exciting and interesting gimmick things that you don't really see anywhere else, we have the return of the Ultimate X match at Slammiversary.
Is this the one where they put an X over the cage or over the ring?
Yeah. So there's like lighting trusses that come up from the turnbuckles, and it's like bungee cords in the shape of an X, and then in the cross section there's the title belt. So you have to climb up the lighting thing and then crawl out on the bungee cord and unhook the belt, but then you have to like fall to the mat, and if you land on a mat holding it, you win, basically.
Yeah, that is exciting.
Yeah. So Cedric Alexander from the system is the X Division champion. So he'll be entering the match as champion. And he will be defending against Leon Slater, the former champion, Mr. Elegance of the Elegance brand, Casey Navarro, and Fabian Eichner. Fabian Eichner used to be in Imperium with Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. He recently debuted in TNA and attacked the system, the faction Cedric Alexander is a member of.
Okay, nice.
And
I don't think I would have clocked that he was with Imperium.
Yeah, he was the bald guy that was with him.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah, and then Giovanni Vinci on SmackDown.
Ah.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
2 X Division legends are in the return of the Ultimate X, and that is one Frankie Kazarian and the Amazing Red. Frankie Kazarian and Amazing Red are like TNA like OGs from like day one, basically. Kazarian was actually the person that ended Santana's world title reign like 3 weeks in, like the first live show after Bound for Glory. Santana dropped the title because Kazarian won the Call Your Shot, which will come up later in the discussion of Slammiversary. But Kazarian is like a TNA like lifer. He was briefly in AEW. Actually, was the first ever AEW World Tag Team Champion, I believe. But anywho, yeah, Kazarian and Amazing Red are X Division legends. They're competing in the Ultimate X for the X Division title. X Division was always my favorite part of TNA. But it's like the cruiserweight division in WWE, but they always build it as not being about a weight limit. It's no limits. So like anyone could compete in the X Division as long as they were like putting things to the extreme and being a little more death-defying and such.
Right. And I love that mentality.
Moose was recently X Division champion. At one point, like the Monster Abyss and Kurt Angle were X Division champion. Samoa Joe used to be X Division champion. Like a lot of big names have held the X Division title. Leon Slater was X Division champion when he competed on the Cena's last match, Saturday Night's Main Event. So X Division title is pretty cool. So that's the Ultimate X match. I wouldn't mind if Cedric Alexander retained, but yeah, he's really the only person I'd want to see win this. If Leon Slater won, it would be a little lackluster for me because he just lost the X Division title before he could become longest reigning champion.
Okay, I see your logic there.
Yeah, and then there's rumors Leon Slater might sign to WWE soon, so who knows?
I love Leon Slater, man. He was in like one of the first GCW shows you made me watch, and I was like, dude, I love this guy.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The Exploding Lucha.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
one. And then we have a singles match for the TNA International Championship. It's an open challenge. So Mustafa Ali, the champion, doesn't know who he's defending against yet. But TNA has been I keep wanting to call it WWE, which is annoying me. TNA posted the other day a video. It was like, remember when Johnny Gargano, current WWE superstar, wrestled for us? Kind of feels like they're dropping hints. Gargano is going to answer this open challenge.
Okay.
But Mustafa Ali just won this belt recently off of Trey Miguel formerly of the Rascals, because there was that whole thing where he was supposed to go to AEW with the rest of the group, but then that tweet, like homophobic tweet, resurfaced.
Yeah.
And then he returned to TNA as a solo person. Mustafa Ali has been defending the title in like open challenges and in other companies, like indie promotions around the world. So he's doing his open challenge at the pay-per-view. So hopefully that means someone big answers it.
Yeah, that'd be exciting.
And then after that, we have a no surrender match, which I believe is basically an I Quit match, but with a different name.
Okay.
It is. I clicked on the Wikipedia link. It's Eddie Edwards with his wife Alicia Edwards versus. Well, Eddie Edwards is a member of the system, him and Alicia, and they kicked out Moose and JDC from the group after JDC retired. So Moose has JDC in his corner for this no surrender match against Eddie Edwards. JDC is formerly Fandango of the WWE. So the system used to be Brian Myers, Moose, Eddie Edwards, and JDC.
Right.
They kicked out Moose and JDC from the group after JDC retired. And now the group is Edwards, Myers, Cedric Alexander, and Bear Bronson. We'll talk about Myers and Bronson in a minute because all 4 members of the system have matches at this pay-per-view. No surrender matches are cool. It's going to get pretty crazy because it's like an I Quit stipulation. So the only way to win is to get the other guy to say I quit. That usually means tables, chairs, ladders, kendo sticks, thumbtacks.
To inflict pain.
Yeah, and it's in Boston. Eddie Edwards is from Boston, so he'll probably have some Red Sox stuff or the Celtics with him. Because when Bound for Glory was in Lowell, Massachusetts when we went. It was at the University of Massachusetts in their hockey arena.
Yes.
They kept saying it was in Boston. So Wally the Green Monster led the system out to the ring for their match. And then he hit a guy with a kendo stick during it. So that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So I feel like there will be some Boston sports related shenanigans in this match.
Love me some shenanigans.
I love Boston shenanigans, dude, but not the Mark Wahlberg kind. Fuck him. Anyway, then we have a singles match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Lei Ying Lee versus Zaya Brookside, former tag team partners in the Angel Warriors. They turned on each other. So they will be contesting for the Knockouts title against one another.
Nice.
And then we have a fatal 4-way ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. Up until last night, this was a triple threat, but then one of the directors of Authority at TNA, Sonya Deville, formerly of Andy Sachs and Sonya Deville, added the Great Hands to this match, Jason Hotch and John Schuyler, the bodyguards of Mustafa Ali. So this match is the Great Hands, Jason Hotch and John Schuyler versus Vincent and Dutch of the Righteous versus Brother Nero and Broken Matt Hardy, the Broken Hardys, and the champions, Brian Myers and Bear Bronson.
That's a lot of people in a ladder match.
Oh, yeah, and the Broken Hardys are back, so that'll be wacky. Yeah. I like Broken Matt Hardy a whole lot.
Hell yeah.
Always a fun character. And then the main event is a singles match for the TNA World Championship. And I said earlier how Kazarian ended Santana's title reign at 3 weeks because he won the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match at Bound for Glory. There was a co-winner. They had 2 people win the Call Your Shot. The other person was Nick Nemeth, the former Dolph Ziggler. So it will be Nick Nemeth versus Mike Santana for the TNA World Championship in the main event.
Nice.
I would love to see Santana retain, but I also would not be disappointed if Nick Nemeth got another run with the title. Because he was the one who dropped it to Joe Hendry.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be upset if Nemeth got another run.
Yeah.
But that's TNA Slammiversary.
That's a pretty full card.
I think the show I'm most excited for this weekend is the one we're about to talk about, and that's Forbidden Door. I think in terms of excitement, it would go Forbidden Door, the GCW one, Slammiversary, Great American Bash, and then Night of Champions.
Yeah.
But before we get off the topic of TNA, I do want to say that former TNA wrestler Joe Doring passed away earlier today due to complications from a cancer treatment.
I'd seen that.
Yeah, so rest in peace to Joe Doring, former wrestler for TNA and All Japan Professional Wrestling. Our thoughts and well wishes go out to his family. Wow.
Same.
Yeah. I never watched TNA when he was like main in the company, but I was there when he returned, and he was in a group called Violent by Design. It was him, Eric Young, Rhino, and Cody Deaner. And they were like tag champs. It was kind of like still weird COVID time sort of era. Like everyone was leaving to start AEW, so they were trying to fill out their roster.
Yeah.
And he was tag champion when he left because of his cancer coming back. So I remember watching that and being like, oh shit. But he did unfortunately pass away in hospice. So well wishes, as we said, go out to his family.
Agreed.
And now we are moving into what is arguably the most exciting show of this weekend. It is an exciting show every time it rolls around. And that is the cross-promotional show consisting of All Elite Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, CMLL. I was going to try and say what the CMLL stands for, but I don't speak Spanish. And then World Wonder Ring Stardom, and some Ring of Honor people are there as well. Those are like the 5 companies that come together to put on Forbidden Door, which will be Sunday night, head-to-head with Slammiversary and Great American Bash. This one coming to us from San Jose, California.
There we go. Exciting.
So as of recording, we have 2 matches on the 0 hour, and then 9 matches on the main card.
Let's go.
So, we will start with the 0 hour matches. Willow Nightingale had to recently vacate the TBS title because of an injury. So to crown a new champion, they are doing, for the first time ever in AEW, a survival of the fittest match.
Exciting. What's the what's kind of the stipulation with this?
So survival of the fittest was a match that originated in Ring of Honor Wrestling, a company that is now also owned by Tony Khan, the owner of All Elite Wrestling. Survival of the fittest is a multi-person match. It is usually 6 wrestlers, and it's like the title. It usually happens when a title is vacant. It's basically like all 6 people until there is 1 person left. It's an elimination style match. They are the fittest. They survived. They become the new champion.
Yes,
I think there was only one time in history where a title was on the line and the champion was in the match. Kyle Fletcher retained a Ring of Honor title he was holding in a survival of the fittest match at a Ring of Honor show. But next Wednesday, the Wednesday after Forbidden Door, there will be the first ever survival of the fittest on AEW programming for the vacant TBS championship. The final qualifier happens on the 0 hour of Forbidden Door. It is Sky Blue, representing All Elite Wrestling, taking on Micah, who is representing Stardom.
Right. Lots of people from all over.
Yeah, and then the other match, as of recording, because Collision still has to happen tomorrow night. Probably add a couple more things during Collision like they always do, which isn't a bad thing. There is a tag team match for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. The Divine Dominion, or the champions, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, defending against Thunder Rosa of AEW and Olympia from CMLL.
Nice.
So that'll be pretty exciting. And with that, we are moving into the main card for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Now, a show called Forbidden Door, it is typically crossover matches. The AEW World Champion defends his belt against someone from New Japan. The New Japan Champion defends his belt against someone from AEW. There's usually a couple hallmarks of a Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Some of those aren't happening, so this card is a little different than what we're typically used to. There's a lot of injuries, visa issues. Current IWGP Champion Yota Tsuji like flat out was like, no, I don't want to wrestle in AEW. Like, fuck those guys. I'm not going to this pay-per-view.
Damn.
I just have to pause for water, but then I'll get on to the thing.
And I'm here to fill the dead air.
So the first match, again, this is just how Wikipedia has it listed, not necessarily the order. The first match of the card is a tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, which is Cope and Cage, the champions, versus the Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors. Cope and Cage being the former Rated R superstar Edge, Adam Copeland, and Christian Cage, longtime tag team partners and friends. The Dogs, formerly the Bullet Club in New Japan.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited for this. This is the first title defense for Cope and Christian.
That's right, because they won it at the show that you went to.
They won it double or nothing in a I Quit tag match against FTR, which opened the show. It was really fucking good. Oh my god, it was such a good match. So I'm excited for this. I know Cope and Christian are like up there. They've been wrestling since before, like, even we were watching wrestling. Like, we were children when they started wrestling and beforehand. So this will be a good one. I don't think the Dogs are going to win it. I think they'll keep the tag belts on Cope and Christian until it's time for Cope's retirement match, which I believe is going to be at Wrestle Dream this year, but who knows? So I think it'll be a big passing of the torch moment. And then we have a triple threat tag team match. It's a like best of the best from the three companies that are like doing this show together. So it's Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, representing AEW, taking on El Sky Team, which is Mystico and Mascara Dorada from CMLL, and the Unbound Company, which is Shingo Takagi and Titan from New Japan Pro Wrestling. This one I think is going to be
everyone
really
in
good.
this.
Yeah. Mystico was Sin Cara back in the day in WWE.
Gotcha.
So he's vastly improved since his time as Sin Cara, doing a lot better. I know flippy shit and lucha libre isn't for everybody, but it's some of my favorite wrestling. So looking at this matchup, the only guy who's like a big like muscly dude in this is Shingo Takagi, the Japanese Dragon. The other 5 guys in this match are like high flyer, smaller guys. Unbound Company is a hybrid group. It's former members of the Bullet Club after they disbanded, and former members of the LIJ after they disbanded, formed this new like super group to be part of the World Tag League, and then they kept going through that. So it's Takagi and Titan, both members of the LIJ. That group doesn't exist since Bushi and Naito left New Japan, and they own the copyright to the name.
And they're holding on to that copyright for dear life, I bet, yeah?
Yeah, I bet this match will be really good. I love a clash of styles kind of thing. So the high flying of Mystico and Mascara Dorada against the strength of Shingo Takagi, and then just like the resilience of the Young Bucks. This one will be good.
Hell yeah.
And then we have a singles match for the AEW Continental Championship. Jon Moxley will be defending the title against Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito.
Exciting.
This is going to be fucking good. I love Bandito. I think
I feel like these are two really different styles as well, yeah?
Oh, 100%. Also, Bandito was like on my short list of Wrestler of the Year for 2025.
Hell yeah.
Like, oh my god, that guy is great. If you've never watched an AEW show before, you gotta give it a shot. Like, I know we talk down on WWE a lot these days just because of how crappy the product is. AEW is really picking up the slack.
Nice. Love that. See, there's always something to watch out there.
There's so much to watch. It's always good. WWE has moments that are enjoyable, but like just overall, it's so unbearable to watch. It's like I get excited about watching AEW all the time. It's just it's really refreshing in like a landscape that is still so WWE heavy. It's like, oh, there's still good stuff, other alternatives out there.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So if you're saying to yourself, for a show called Forbidden Door, they haven't really said many Forbidden Door things
Yeah.
yet until we get
Forbidden
to
Door's at.
the next contest, which is a singles match for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Newly minted champion Shota Umino will be defending the title against the Bastard Pack of the Death Riders. This one could be really good. I like Pack a lot. Now, what's kind of annoying about these crossover shows is titles don't really change hands.
Mhm.
But they're still fucking barn burners and bangers. This
Yeah.
one will be good. Shota Umino is like a young gun. Pac is still like, I think he's like, I don't want to say like middle age, but he's not a rookie. He's not like, he's basically a veteran, but like a younger veteran. So I think this one will be a good showing out for Shota. Kind of one of the first times in front of a U.S. crowd.
Mhm.
So that'd be really cool. And then I think one of the most anticipated matches for this card, one of the most talked about, is the AEW Women's World Championship match where the champion, Toxic Thekla, will be defending against Starlight Kid of Stardom.
Hell yeah.
Thekla,
A lot of stars in that name.
yeah. Thekla, before she came to AEW, wrestled for Stardom and was like unceremoniously fired.
Right, and she's been referencing some of that, like in her
Yes.
promos, right? Yeah.
Yep. So when they first announced she was going to defend the belt at Forbidden Door, she didn't have an opponent yet. She came out to the ring, and you know how on like with a weekly show they always have up on the jumbotron like next pay-per-view and everything. So it said Forbidden Door, and it had all the companies working on it. She set up a ladder, climbed to the top of it, and spat on the Stardom logo. Because she was like, I hate the owner. He fired me. Never really knew why. Like, fuck you. Send your best. I guarantee I will kick their ass.
Yeah.
So he sends Starlight Kid, who is one of the best wrestlers in Stardom at the moment. And one of the things to promote this match, Tekla flew to Japan for the Stardom event the other day, and the owner was sitting ringside, and she came up behind him and started to shave his head with an electric razor.
Oh my gosh.
And Starlight Kid came out and made the save. And then a bunch of Stardom wrestlers had to break him up and pull Tekla to the back and everything and get her on a plane back to the United States.
I love it when you don't know if it's a shoot or a work.
Yeah. I thought the Yoda Suji thing with him being like, no, I fucking hate AEW. I'm not going to that was work. Turned out it's not, because there's no IWGP title match at this show. Which is kind of a bummer. There's also no AEW world title match. There's a lot of champions on the card, but they're not defending their titles because they're all in the same fucking match.
Interesting.
Anywho, moving on, we have the Owen Hart Championship, like the Owen Hart Tournament finals matches are at this show. It's weird that the finals of the King and Queen of the Ring and the men's and women's Owen Hart are the same weekend.
Yeah, they just happen to line up.
So much like the King and Queen of the Ring, the winners of the men's and women's Owen Harts get title shots against the main champions at All In London. So the women's Owen Hart Cup final, the winner receives an AEW Women's World Championship match at All In. So at time of recording, the world champion for the women is Tekla. The winner could potentially be fighting Tekla at All In. It's Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks,
Right.
versus Maya World in upset. I thought the finals were going to be Mercedes and Athena again.
Yeah. So this will be exciting. I feel like Mercedes is probably going to win, right?
She'll be back-to-back Owen Hart champion. Which I wouldn't be upset with, but if she beat Tekla, I would be like, no thanks. And then we have another Forbidden Door match, which I think is one of the matches I'm most excited for at this show. The Best Bout Machine, one Mr. Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. the best technical wrestler active in the world today.
Dude, that's gonna be exciting, dude. I forget
100%.
which. I feel like Zack Sabre Jr. has been in the past few Forbidden Doors, right? I feel like I remember watching a match of his for the Forbidden Door that I came over to watch at your place.
Oh yeah, was he on the one last year? Let me look. I believe he was.
Yeah.
That was the one. Oh, we didn't watch the one last year together. I didn't get the day off from work. It was the year before,
That makes
2020.
sense.
So let's see. That was the one you drove to my parents' house in the hurricane
I think so,
from
yeah.
Jersey.
Yeah. Joyzy!
Jersey. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, he went one-on-one with Orange Cassidy.
I remember that then, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, this card is crazy. The one you came over to
It
watch.
really was, yeah. I remember a
But I
lot.
just want to run through it real quick because holy shit.
Yeah,
The
give
opener,
us a quick fly through.
Kyle Fletcher defeated Serpentico by pinfall. Kings of the Black Throne, Aleister Black and Brody King defeated Tomohiro Ishii, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Gabe Kidd, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Private Party in a four-way tag team match.
Hell yeah.
Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano defeated Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe in a tag team match. Mariah May defeated Saraya in a Women's Own Heart Cup tournament first round match. And then Penta and Rey Fenix teamed up with Mystico and defeated Yota Tsuji, Titan, and Hiromu Takahashi in a trios match. MJF versus Henchicero. The Young Bucks and Okada versus Scissor Ace, which was the Acclaimed and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Bryan Danielson defeated Shingo Takagi. Timeless Tony Storm defeated Mina Shirakawa.
I remember that one.
Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Orange Cassidy. Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuhiro Shibata defeated the Learning Tree, which was Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb. And then Jack Perry defeated Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Phantasmo in a ladder match for the vacant TNT Championship. Mercedes Moné defeated Stephanie Vaquer by submission to win the
Yes, I remember
TBS.
that too.
Yeah, and then Vaquer was on NXT like 2 weeks later.
That's insane.
And then Tetsuya Naito defeated Jon Moxley to win the IWGP World Heavyweight title. Swerve Strickland defeated Will Ospreay to retain the AEW World Championship. That's a wild card.
Yeah. Insane.
Okay, so now we're back to the 2026 one. The last match we
Jumping
talked
ahead 2
about
years.
was Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr., which I think is going to be probably match of the show.
Yeah.
So then, the good thing we went back 2 years to the 2024 Forbidden Door because we have a rematch for the main event. It's the final of the men's Owen Hart tournament. Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland, where the winner will challenge for the World Championship at All In Wembley Stadium.
Yes, very much so.
I wouldn't mind at all if Will Ospreay won this. Will Ospreay versus potentially MJF in Wembley?
Yeah, there's no way they don't do that, right?
No, 100% Will Ospreay has to win. After not winning last year, he's got to win this year. Because last year, the finals were Ospreay and Hangman.
Yeah.
I say potentially MJF because of what the main event's stipulation is. I would love it if Ospreay won the Owen Hart. Him versus Swerve at the 2024 Forbidden Door was tremendous. This match, I think, could top it.
Yeah.
So then we move on to the main event. It is a 6-on-6, 12-man tag, steel cage match. If Mark Briscoe's team wins, he'll earn a AEW World Championship match against MJF. So Team Mark Briscoe consists of the conglomeration, which is Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. That's 4. And then Konosuke Takeshita and Darby Allin round out the team. Now, remember how I said a lot of champions are in this match, so there's not a lot of title matches on the card?
Right.
Konosuke Takeshita is currently the international champion. O'Reilly, Strong, and Cassidy are currently the trios champions. So they're all in this match on one team. And the opposing team is AEW World Champion MJF, and then the rest of the team is the Don Callis family. So it's MJF, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, Jake Doyle, Kazuchika Okada, and Andrade El Idolo. MJF is currently the world champion. Kevin Knight is currently the TNT champion. Both those titles will not be on the line at the pay-per-view as well.
Right.
I'm very glad Jake Doyle is in this match. I think that's a big win for him to be in the main event of Forbidden Door after just returning from injury like 2 weeks ago. So that's cool. Jake Doyle, the former Jake something of TNA and the independent circuit.
So for this one, I was very excited when I was like hearing it, like trying to see like who's gonna be in it and all that. But the fact that it's like all AEW people is kind of unfortunate for it being like in Forbidden Door. Like this would be like a really cool like match / stipulation on any other card. I just feel like it's a little bit of a letdown that there's no like crossover.
Yeah, and then the Dynamite, they announced it like we're gonna announce the teams for like on that episode. Tomohiro Ishii was there, who's from New Japan and is a member of the conglomeration, but he got taken out backstage.
Damn.
And then Henchicero is in CMLL. He's currently their world champion. He's a member of the Don Callis family, but he was one of the wrestlers that's having visa issues, so that's why he can't be on the card.
Right.
It's him, Beast Mortos, and Mark Davis. So that's why there's no like Henchicero's not there to do like anything with the CMLL title. Beast Mortos is one half of the Ring of Honor tag champs at the moment, so that title is not going to be featured at the pay-per-view, or why it hasn't been featured recently on Ring of Honor programming. And then Mark Davis is the current AEW national champion, and he's having visa issues. He's from Australia, so he can't come to the show and defend the belt either, and that's why he's not in the steel cage match.
Okay.
I guess they're kind of like hinging on the fact that Konosuke Takeshita, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, Okada, and Andrade are all like former New Japan people. Like Andrade, up until like 2 weeks ago, was global champion. That's who Shota Umino beat to win the title.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be the thing because like the main event of 2024 was Swerve versus Ospreay. Everybody was like, Ospreay's literally under contract with you guys. He's international champion. They're like, he's only been here for 2 weeks. He's still technically like a New Japan guy.
Right.
But yeah, I will agree. I was pretty disappointed in the build that there's not a lot of New Japan people here, but all of them really are like gone and have joined NXT, or they're already in AEW.
Right.
You know? But
yeah.
This is again the show I'm most excited for the weekend. It's a really good card.
Yeah, like regardless of like intent of crossover / Forbidden Door stuff, like it's got a little bit of everything.
As we've said all episode, AEW is infamous for adding things until the last minute. I guarantee during Collision tomorrow they're going to be like, oh, Big Boom AJ is actually challenging Yota Tsuji for the IWGP title. Main event. Check it out. And then this also just serves as build for the new pay-per-view Redemption at the end of July. Wow, that'll be cool.
Pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet. But hey, any matches from the weekend you're most excited for, friend?
Definitely the Zack Sabre Jr. match.
Yep, that's up there.
Definitely the steel cage match. For sure the X.
Which steel cage match?
Yeah.
Braun Breaker and Rollins, or the 12-man?
Oh, sorry, the one we were just talking about, the 12-man.
Oh, and to add a little more excitement, it's probably going to be a New Japan style cage match.
Ooh. Theirs are a lot
So,
bigger, right?
the cage is bigger, and then you know how in WWE how it's like tight to the ring, it like comes down and rests on the apron.
Yeah.
There's room to walk around the outside of the ring in a New Japan cage, so it's kind of like a Hell in a Cell, but there's no ceiling.
Hell in a Cell with no roof.
Yeah, and then it's like the cage itself is set up like snug to the ringside barricade, basically.
Okay.
And then it's like timed entry, like a War Games. So it'll
Yeah.
start with one guy from each team, then not really kick off till everybody's in the ring.
That'd be cool.
And then that way they can get like weapons and do stuff. So
Yeah.
Zack Sabre
Fun
Jr.
stuff.
and Kenny, the
Mhm.
steel cage at Forbidden Door, and then
Mhm.
it
The
sounds
X
like you're about
division.
to say Ultimate X.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So would you say that's your top 3 for the weekend?
I'd say so. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other like just wrestlers that I'm excited to see like their matches and clips from it. But I'd say those 3 are
Hell yeah,
standing
hell
out
yeah.
for me.
I think my most 3 anticipated for the weekend, Kenny and Zack Sabre Jr., the 12-man tag steel cage, because holy shit. And then it's a toss-up between the triple threat tag match, Bucks, Sky Team, and Unbound Company, and Atticus versus Hook.
Oh, yeah. Hook's GCW debut.
And then my honorable mention would be the ladder match, Hardy's, the System, the Righteous, and the Great Hands.
Yeah. I'd say my honorable mention, maybe Mercedes Monet, her match with
Okay.
Maya.
Hell yeah.
Women's Heart Cup final.
Women's Owen Hart Cup final. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the weekend ahead.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot going on, and we were able to cover all of it.
Yeah, we did in a pretty neat little package. I don't know how long we've been recording for, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But I don't have very much else to say. So I'm ready to sign off if you are, buddy.
Dude, hell yeah. Another banger ep with the boys.
Hell yeah, banger with the boys. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the STJ Wrestling Podcast. We truly appreciate your continued support and for listening to the show every time we get a chance to put one out. We really enjoyed doing this, and it means a lot that people give it a listen. So thank you. And as always, we appreciate you joining us. Have a good week of wrestling ahead.